All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division where Errol Spence Jr. speaks out, as well as Frank Martin, about what's coming up this year. And I think that there is something that is in line for him. And hopefully, if I can't get my Gary Russell Jr. fight, it will be Gervonta Tank Davis, who most definitely has a two-fight goal for this year. He usually fights 2 times a year, and hopefully maybe the second fight, if he gets past Frank Martin, can be against somebody else that I believe, once again, his camp said that they are focusing on. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division where many people are asking, who is Gervonta Davis going to be fighting next? What is Gervonta Davis going to do next? Seeing as we know that he is now the sole champion for the WBA, not the new champion, just the sole champion for the WBA is what they said, despite many people misrepresenting it. And there has been a tweet that came out from Errol Spence Jr., Instagram post that was put out by Errol Spence Jr., which talked about Frank Martin and Frank Martin getting all of his flowers this year. So little wishful thinking here. However, and we talk about what really can happen with Gervonta Davis. Frank Martin is right there and definitely very, very capable of getting that fight. And after that, I'm telling you what I think the biggest fight is that can be made at the 135, 140-pound division. And that is a fight with Teofimo Lopez, something that Floyd Mayweather Jr. himself had said was the big fight down the road. Also, having seen Teofimo Lopez stand next to Ismael Barrosa, I really have to wonder whether or not Teofimo Lopez is really a 140-pounder, or whether he just couldn't make 135 because of maybe a lack of discipline. But before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really makes a big difference to the channel. And thank you to everybody that supports on those in the super thanks of videos like this. It's a little $sign by the comments where you can leave a comment in the comment section. It goes a long way to sponsoring the channel and allowing us to continue to have these conversations. But let's get into it. Because people keep asking me, who is Gervonta Davis going to fight next? What's he going to do next? And to tell you the truth, man, we know to a certain degree what the options are. And the options are, the options are what you call finite. There's only a certain number of people that Gervonta Davis is going to be able to fight. And those are going to be people that are ranked in the sanctioning body. Give me 1 second, sorry. It has to be somebody that is in that sanctioning body. And if you look at the ranking system for the WBA, you have the number 1 guy is Isaac Cruz. And Isaac Cruz is somebody that a lot of people are really giving pushback on that for that fight. After that, you have William Zepeda, you have Frank Martin, you have Edwin De Los Santos, you have Rayo Valenzuela. Way down at number 7, you have Vasily Lomachenko. The highest ranked, most likely contender for Gervonta Davis, according to the rankings, would be Frank Martin. And Frank Martin is also a fight that I think would be a very, very good fight. It's an undefeated fighter. It is a type of fight that people have said that Gervonta Davis has not taken in the past and will not take, which is what? A fleet-footed, slick black fighter. And by the way, it would be a southpaw as well. I would love to get that fight, and I think that Gervonta Davis would probably take that fight. Now, of course, it doesn't fall kind of within the sphere of the crossover type of fight that oftentimes you'll get that is associated with Floyd Mayweather, where he fought a lot of Mexican fighters, Latino fighters with Hispanic last names to combine two different demographics. But that was not the only thing that Floyd Mayweather Jr. ever did. Floyd Mayweather Jr. fought Zab Judah. Floyd Mayweather Jr. fought Andre Berto. And so there is most definitely examples of guys that he fought that really did not fall into that category. Sharmba Mitchell, obviously. Chop Chop Corley didn't fit into that. Sugar Shane Mosley, who was a very big name at the time, right? Because he had fought Floyd Mayweather Jr. He didn't fit that category as well. So there was definitely situations where Floyd did fight people outside of that, what people consider to be the stereotypical plan for him. And I just don't think that you really can avoid that in boxing completely. You can't do that all the time just because of the fact that you're going to run out of people fighting, right? Isaac Cruz is a fight that I will definitely take. And I think that there's a lot of hypocrisy that flies around about that Isaac Cruz fight. But Isaac Cruz really didn't look very good in his last fight against that on the undercard of the Erroll Spence versus Terrence Crawford fight. I do believe that was back in July. Isaac Cruz did not look particularly good in that fight, so they may feel that they want to see him get another fight under his belt where he looks a little bit more spectacular before doing the rematch with Gervonta. But look, man, if I think that's the most realistic. I think that's the most realistic fight for Gervonta and for Frank Martin. Frank Martin is also ranked. He's number 6 in the WBO, so he's probably not going to be getting that. He's number. I don't even see him ranked in the IBF. He's number 6. Obviously, man, he really got demoted to number 6 in the WBC, which is completely understandable from my perspective because of the fact that he pulled out of that fight with Shakur Stevenson. So I think that this may be very well may be the most likely scenario for Frank Martin, and that is to be able to get a fight with Gervonta. Now, the other fight that I'm hoping comes around for Gervonta is the Teofimo Lopez fight. Again, though, I don't know about the 140-pound situation, and I know if he goes to 140 for Teofimo Lopez, there's going to be a bunch of screaming and yelling about him having not done that for Devin Haney, and I think that would probably be some rightful, I don't know if it's rightful criticism or not, because, not criticism, but I do think it would be a very valid observation about that situation. But I do know for sure that the biggest fight there in those two weight classes are for him, other than because obviously he already had the Ryan Garcia fight, so the ship sailed on that, would probably be Teofimo Lopez. But man, I'm certainly hope we get to see Frank Martin and Gervonta this year. I do want to see Gervonta in against another American fighter. I think that would silence some of the critics. And I think that the Frank Martin fight would be very entertaining. Frank is somebody that is going to come to fight. He's somebody that is got good power, is a slick fighter, and I think it's a can't miss style. It's a southpaw and a southpaw matchup. The last time I saw Gervonta in a southpaw matchup was also very entertaining. A lot of shots getting landed with Gervonta being very aggressive against Hector Garcia. But anyway, that's my take. Let me know what you think. Deuces.